So most welcome to today's meeting. I want to really appreciate each one of us, dear superstars. Pieros and myself truly loves you, and we want the best for each one of you. We are such a family that the joy of the business is having everyone succeed. And that is why, however successful we might be, we feel like we've not done anything yet, because the target is creating as many presidents as possible. And you and I know that it is very doable. If others have done it, if others have become presidents, then why not you? And that is the mindset that we should all be having. I've heard some people say, you know, you are lucky because of A, B, C, D. Those are just excuses. In any case, we're saying that luck means labeling and correct knowledge. So those who are said to be lucky, there is some truth in it. That one, they labored, they worked, because success will never just come to anyone. But they didn't just work, because working hard may not necessarily give you the results that you want. So they labored under, that is the U standing for under, then C for correct, because you must have the correct knowledge in our business for you to succeed. It's not just about having knowledge. Many a times we've said that knowledge is power, but again, it's not enough to have the knowledge. It's only fair that you have the correct knowledge, and then you use that knowledge. That's the only time when it becomes real power. So in essence, there is nothing like luck. It's just working hard, working smart. And the truth is, people who are of your age, of your color, of your tribe, they have succeeded. And so you will. A time comes when you ask yourself a tough question. And you ask yourself, what do they have, those who have succeeded, that I don't have? And that's a good question to always ask yourself. Every time you feel like, oh, so and so is lucky, ask yourself, what don't I have that they have? And you realize that you might even be better positioned than the people you were comparing yourself with. You had Maurice Muked yesterday, class 6 dropout. You know, someone who cannot speak in very good English. Actually, it's only that he has learned English in Neolife. You should have had him when he came in. He could not express himself. But you see, he has been able to succeed big time. We've met with him at Windsor and these other places as a very successful gentleman. Okay, in the core we have people who are directors, but if they give you their backgrounds, you realize that, oh, you are much better than them. So I'm simply saying we all have what it takes. So there's no luck. And I can guarantee you for sure, get this from me, whoever in this call decides enough is enough, I have to go for my wildest dreams, and you put the right, step, into it, you put effort, and you labor under correct knowledge, then there is no question about it, you will be damn successful. Okay, you must be very successful. The journey has just begun. I think we were rehearsing. I'm personally feeling very charged. I feel like I have just signed up as a new distributor. Very excited indeed, ready to fire. I'm very ready to fire, and those who are fired like myself, then we are good to go. We are unlimited, we are unstoppable. We are unstoppable. They say reggae is unstoppable, and I will tell you in your life, we are unstoppable. So it starts from when you decide enough is enough. And I'm glad that one of our speakers this evening seems to have discovered something that he had never discovered. He's doing things in a way that he had never done. That means he has been in the business thinking he's doing it big, but all of a sudden he has realized, oh, I've been just using 1 or 2% of my potential. And that is the beginning of success. As we talk, our speaker for the day has already sponsored quite a number of people moving at a supersonic speed, and that only gives you an assurance that from now you can decide to change things and your business will definitely change. So it is my joy this evening to welcome my friend and my brother here to take us through a wonderful topic that will, will open up our minds, and we start perhaps moving in a better direction and in some bigger motivation, and we are unlimited, as he will demonstrate. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring to us our upcoming director, Mr. Harun Masharia. Masharia, you can hear me?
Yes, PT Josphat, I can hear you clearly.
Thank you very much for being with us this evening, and we are blessed to hear from you. Please take over.
Thank you very much, PT. How are you, team? How is your evening? Hope you can hear me, all of you.
Very well.
Very good, very good, very good. My name, as you heard from PT Kariuki, is Harun Macharia. I joined this opportunity a while ago. It's most of the time I say, if I tell many people the time I joined, they will doubt it because I don't look that the old I say I am. But having said that, as I say, I'm a father, married to one wife, and with boys and girls, and I'm very happy to be in this opportunity. And as PT Kariuki has said, at times we always feel like we have been knowing all what we need to know. But it comes a time when you meet the right people and it changes your perspective in life, and you're able to do things in a very different way. I joined this opportunity way back in 1996 when it first came in Kenya from South Africa. And I was a college boy, so I didn't know much about marketing, though I was doing marketing. I'm a marketer by profession. So I didn't get somebody to mentor me clearly and also to guide me in the way to do business. So I did it the way I knew, because when you decide to become an entrepreneur, you have to start it anyway, because you have to do it. So I did it for a while, and then there's so many challenges that came along the way, and I could not bear it anymore. So I just fell back on using the products, and it remained just like that. And now I went again to seek for the formal employment, as we usually say. And it is until I met PT Kariuki and Pieros when it actually changed my perspective and my thinking of it all. And they actually mentored me into it. They are my younger brother and sister, and they are senior a bit, but I didn't fear to bow down to them and get the knowledge that they had acquired over time. And the speed they were moving in was also very exciting to me. So I had to bow down and swallow my pride and get to know exactly what they were doing to get to this level. So, and I came to realize there are some things I had not known, because there are some things that the company has given us to do. We call them daily success habits. We have the using of the product, the sharing of products and the opportunity, and also there's the personal development. So I came to realize that personal development was a very strong pillar in making somebody successful in business. Whichever business that you decide to do, it is very, very important to have that personal development. And since that time, I decided to venture into that very seriously. I'm very excited about it, very enthusiastic about it, and I always get fired up to talk about it any minute. So today I wanted us to look at some few aspects that make somebody successful in income generating. And when we are talking of aspects, I would want to delve very much on assets that you can build to generate income. And when we talk of assets, most of us are geared towards having a mindset that is towards just formal employment. And with formal employment, you know, we just talk about what the boss says. You hear so many people say, my boss is stressing me. Usually our PT PROs talks about builders of systematic stress. And I will assure you that they are no less than that. Because whenever you hear somebody talk about their boss, they are freaked out. They are just fearing of what is going to happen. So you have also to change your mindset from the mind of an employee, what the boss says, what time to get to work, what time to leave to work. It is the boss who sets all that, what to get at the end of the month. It is the boss who sets that. You don't have to, you cannot do your own remuneration. The boss himself sets that. So what do you have to do? You have to develop the mind of an entrepreneur. And when you're talking about the mind of an entrepreneur, in network marketing business, it is not about earning money or just an income. We are talking about building an asset. And when we have that kind of a mindset, we talk about asset. Many people will start telling me that I have a house somewhere, I have a farm somewhere, I have a ranch somewhere, I bought a plot somewhere. But ask yourself, is this house that I have generating income for me? If it's not generating income for you, you might as well call it just a hole in the ground, because it is at times you have so many things that you do in your house. You rectify the electricity, you made the pipes, something breaks in your house, you have to mend it. So it is actually taking more than it is generating for you. So is it really an asset? So the assets I want us to talk about are the assets that you build to become a successful person, and you'll never lose them. They will always continually generate income for you. Because if something is not generating income for you, however good it is, you will not term it as an asset. So the asset number one that I want us to talk about is a real world of business education. It might sound very interesting, but there's a book I've been reading, and most of you, I would encourage you to read, written by Kiyosaki. And he's talking about changing the mindset and the assets that we are supposed to build. And that's exactly what I'm touching on. I want just to touch about 4 of them that we are supposed to actually build. We are talking of a real world business education. The normal education that we know, we have about 4 types of education, 3 types of education. But the most known are just the scholastic education, which teaches you about reading, writing, and mathematics, just doing your maths, A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3. That is just scholastic education. It is there, it is important, but it is not the type of education that will make you a successful person in life. We have also the professional education. Go to school, run well, get good grades, go out there, get a good business, and you're good to go. It is an employee mindset. small business holders mindset. It just prepares you for just the normal. We are usually taught by PT Karaoke about the earning quadrant. We have the left-hand side, which we have the employees and the small business holders. And we have the right-hand side where we have the big business builders and investors. So professional education teaches us about just being in the E and S quadrant. But here, the real world business education teaches us so many other things, how money can work for you. You generate money that works for you, not you working for the money. It teaches you also how to have an attitude for success. That is the real world business education. It also teaches you how to overcome your fears, how to overcome your doubts, how to overcome lack of your own self-confidence. It also helps you to overcome the fear of rejection. It gives you communication skills. You also have the people skill. You're able to know a certain person the way he's supposed or she's supposed to be handled. And with that, you're able to also connect freely with people if you have the people skill. And that is exactly what we need in network marketing, because network marketing is about people. It is not about anything else. So we also have a time management skill. You can only run time management skill in the real world business education. You cannot just get it from the scholastic education. You will not get it there. They will not teach you how, even if they have done it in a very quiet manner, because that's why we have timetables and all that. But they will not come and tell you this is why we are doing the timetable for you to be able to manage time. It is in very rare cases that they will expand that. They also the accountability skills. You have to be accountable to someone if you want to develop. Right now, I'm saying I've been accountable to PT, Karaoke, and PROs for personal development. You have to be accountable to somebody. You also have to be able to do practical goal setting. Money management also comes from the real world business education. The investment skills also comes from there. So if we have that kind of an asset, we are able to develop ourselves properly. The asset number 2, it's a profitable path to personal development. Becoming rich is not just about luck. PT was talking about just luck. It is not just about that. It's about changing your core values. You change who you are. Once you change who you are from within yourself, you are able actually to handle so many things that come your way. Those who persist in network marketing business tend to get better and better. Why do I say this? Because they are able to develop themselves from one level to another, and they are able to also look and evaluate where they have gone wrong without any pressure from outside. Just pressure from within. You become your own boss. You stress your own self. There's no one that is stressing you. So, and with that, you're able to move without quitting. So it will allow you not to quit, because many people who quit, they don't quit on the business. They actually quit on themselves. So you find people saying the business is too hard. It is lack of self-confidence in us that makes us lose that perspective, and we're able now to quit. So do not allow that quitter in you to take the dominance. Yeah, don't let the quitter in you to take the dominance. Let the winner in you dominate. Avoid terms like, I cannot afford it. I cannot have the time to do this. What if I fail? It is too risky. Let me tell you, my dear friend and my dear teammate, it is only the winners who are up to taking risks. Those who don't take risks, they will not win. We must be risk takers to win. So every morning when you wake up, just ask yourself, who am I going to wake up? Whom am I going to revive? Is it the poor me, that is the Rusa in you? Is it the rich me? And that is the winner in you. So I would urge you always to wake up in a positive attitude, to wake up the winner in you. And with that kind of a perspective, you are able to face the world and to conquer the world. The asset number 3 that I would want us to look at is the circle of friends whom you share your dreams and values with. To be able to create a new economy and a different economy around yourself, you have to do several things. A, you have to find and create new friends. You know, there's a saying that goes, birds of a feather flocks together. So you have to look for people who share the same vision with you, the same people driven by the same driving force that is driving you, the same people who's inspired to succeed like you do. You also have to choose wisely the teachers that you follow. That is, those people that you're going to listen to, those people that you're going to share with, those people that you're going to give your ears to. Those are the teachers that always make you successful. You should build a powerful, brand new community of friends around yourself who runs, who shares the same value and the same commitment to you, and also are push towards success as you are. So without that, you're actually going to fall back to the same position you're talking of, letting the quitter in you take the dominance. So asset number 4 that I would want us to look at is the power of your own network. I said they are totally different assets from what we know an asset is. Because many people would say an asset is a house, an asset is a plot, I have an asset like this, like that. But these are different kind of assets that will make you ring for wrong and generate leverage in your network. So the power of your own network. The power is not in the product that we sell. That one is a very important part for us to understand, because when this kind of a business, we tend to ask, why are people saying that selling is not important? And yet, this is what we are doing. We are doing sales. It's good. We are doing the sales. Yes. But the power is not in the product. The power is in the network that we are building. It has to be a strong, viable, and a growing network. Is a continuous thing that you're doing. So the more you open up to so many people, the better for you, because it will be a continuous and a viable force. That one, no one can take it from you. Even now, like now we have Corona thing, we know so many landlords are suffering because people don't have money to pay their rents. So a house might not be a very good asset at the end of it all. So as a network marketer, you should not just build a network. Yes, you should also own the network that you're building. When you own that network, you are able to get your values that you have, share them with so many people, and in that way you're able to earn leverage. Leverage is you're able to multiply yourself so many times within a short period to get much more than you could have done it on your own. And to grasp this, grasp the power of network, it is not just enough to open your eyes. It will need for us to open up our minds. And that is what you're saying, we change our own attitude. We change completely our level of thinking. We shift from the mind of an employee now to a business builder, a person who is doing business building. When you're doing business building, you're not looking for something that you're going to quit tomorrow. Because when you're in employment, you always fear that tomorrow I'm going to be fired. My boss is coming today, he's so angry or she's too angry, I don't know what will happen to me. Here, you're doing something that is going to take you forever, something that you're going to generate, to even leave to your generations. You're building a legacy. So as a network marketer, and I'm just going to conclude on this, as a network marketer, your job is not to just demonstrate and sell a product. It is to communicate information, to tell a story, and a great one, and to build a strong, formidable network. So it is nothing more than that. You're not just selling a product. You are communicating information, you are telling a story, a great one for that matter, and you should be able to build a strong, formidable network. Thank you for listening to me. PT Karaoke, back to you.
Wow. Thank you, Harun, for that elaborate discussion. We really appreciate. And good. It's exciting to hear that kind of an opening, a mind-blowing session. I like towards the end, the challenge posed to us by Harun, that we should go beyond opening our eyes to opening our minds, and not thought of that. And it's exciting. And that reminds me that the Bible talks of some have got eyes and they don't see because they only use the eyes. They should use the mind as well. That calls for us to be very open-minded, because what Masharia is saying is that if we don't change our mindsets to get the right education, then we will just be like uneducated people. So thank you very much for that, Harun. And I want to also echo something here and say that we are now being called to awaken the giants in us. Because it's unfortunate that many of us, and I'm confidently saying this, many of us sleep. They just sleep with too much potential. They are giants, they are lions, but they just behave like, I'm not insulting us, but there's a huge difference between a lion and a dog, And when you are a lion, even when you are asleep, you remain a lion. And I know a good number of us here are lions and lionesses. And it's time that we awaken the giants in us. I want to add something on top of what Mashedi has said. He has really emphasized on the need to create network. And I can tell you for free, I became a president not because of buying products a lot, but because of building a network. God helped me to learn from day one that without a network, I will never even become a director. It is possible to become a director without a network, but it is not easy because you need to buy a huge volume of products that gives you 4,000 points. Some people in this call have done that, and they will tell you it will cost them some significant amount of money. Well, it's an investment, so it's good enough. People buy plots worth $500,000, 1 million, and so on and so forth. So one may also buy products for that amount of money. But then we are talking of if you want to build a sustainable business, because you may not manage to be buying products for 4,000 points every single month. Then in addition to buying, because it's okay investing like that, and you get back huge profits and a huge check, but in addition to that, it's very important that we build a network of people who will be using the products in our network. Now, talking of building a network, we may need to take it further. Majority of distributors will utter the ones, it's difficult. Sponsoring is difficult. Recruiting, for those who are here for the very first days, recruiting is what we call sponsoring, but we don't love using the word recruiting because it sounds military. We use sponsoring because it means you nurture the people that you bring on board. But I want to demystify the question of sponsoring being difficult. I will not say it is easy, because if it was easy, then everyone would be sponsoring very many. But that it has a formula. It is not coincidence and luck, again, to use my words, that we have been sponsoring not less than 8 personal for a long period of time now. It's not by coincidence. Now we have sponsored over 10. It's not by coincidence. There is a formula. I would love to share a few of the things that we need to do so that we can be very good in sponsoring, because the minute you get it right, then there is no doubt that you are on your way to the top. First, remember it is a game of numbers and you use the law of averages. I want you to listen to, from the YouTube, you listen to Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn, J-I-M, then Rohn is R-O-H-N. And he's one of the topmost speakers, and he has been part of this business, specifically Neolife. And by the way, for your information, you may need to know that these greatest speakers were modeled by Neolife in those first days, those many years ago. So Jim Rohn will tell you that there is what we call the law of averages. And he says, if you sponsor, if you invite 10 people, if you talk to 10 people, then out of the 10, you are likely to get 1 joining. If you get 3 out of 10 joining, then he calls you a genius. Because we are dealing with the human beings, we are dealing with the people who are, the nature of man generally is skeptical, A man is naturally skeptical of everything. One will tend to resist things first before they accept. Even when they really love what they are resisting, there is some natural ego in us. Those who are married, ladies, you may not listen to this. You can close your ears. When you approach a lady, when you are a bachelor and you are of the age of marrying, and you tell her, I'm not saying this is what happened to Pieros, and you tell her what you are feeling in the heart, you will not expect them to tell you automatically, hey, I've been waiting for you. Actually, I was feeling that earlier than you. No, they will not tell you that. They will first tell you, no, I have to wait. Give me time. She can even tell you, kwenda huko, when she meant kuja hivi. So don't always imagine that when guests tell you no, they mean no. They could be testing whether you are serious. The lady is testing whether you mean what you are saying. So if you are serious, you'll keep on telling her what you feel. And the following day you will go again, and the other day you will go again. So that is very, very important. And if you are a man and someone told you automatically, yes, this is what I've been looking for, you will start telling her you were joking, because it will also surprise you. Okay? So we don't expect that everyone we talk to will just join automatically. No. Of course, the attitude that you approach your prospects with is what Pieros will always say, the self-talk, that everyone I talk to get started. That is the mindset, because you should see them joining you. But at the back of your mind, you know that they are human beings. They may first say no, but now the wisdom you should have is no doesn't mean no. No means next opportunity. No, you have not convinced me yet. Okay, so it's a law of averages. talk to 10, and out of the 10, you'll get 1 joining. So simple question. If you want to sponsor 10 like Pieros and Josphat, how many should you then talk to? How many should you invite to the meetings? And you can see it should be 10 times. Okay? So that is very, very important. Now, who should you talk to? Because I've heard people saying, you know, there are no people. I mean, hakuna watu. That is what many distributors will say. I think they don't talk to the people they should really talk to. Who should you talk to? The answer is, don't talk to everyone. Talk to those who breathe. Don't go talking to everyone. Talk to only those who are breathing currently. If they have stopped breathing, don't talk to them. So that tells you we have the whole world. Because if they are not breathing, then they are married. The biggest mistake we make, ladies and gentlemen, is that we prejudge people. So don't judge others. I've heard people saying, that one cannot join. And later you find them being part of the business, but in someone else's team. I told you of a story of one lady, though she's not here, I can mention the name, Molly. Molly hands a friend, a tenant in her apartment. But this tenant happens to be a professor in the university. So Molly could not invite the professor to the business. Unfortunately, in one meeting, Molly was surprised to see professor sitting right at the front of the hall when the presentation was going on. And guess who is the first person to join? The professor immediately after the session. And Molly is like, I must have invited him. Maybe I'm forgetting, but I must have invited him. So when she went asking professor whether she had invited him, and the professor saying no, it is another person, then Molly was very disappointed and was wondering, why didn't I invite him? And that is exactly what happens with the majority of distributors. You'll be often tempted to invite the people you feel you have influence over. If you are a teacher, you are likely to think of inviting your former students and not your former professor. You might not think of inviting that CEO, but the challenge is we have likes of Professor Nyanyongo, we have, many of them, Moronge and the like. So who brought them? I can tell you, like one of them, Professor Ongeri, was brought by someone who never reached class 8. Why? The question is not really fearing to bring them, it's forgetting that this person may not need money per se, but they will need health. Those people who are very rich, by the way, majority of them, you will realize that their health is not very good because they also lead some unhealthy lifestyle. So approach them, but for health. When they come joining to be buying the products, do you know how much they buy products worth? You are talking of 300,000 shillings and the like. So they are also giving you huge volume of business. And every time they buy, you will be paid. In our Monday meetings at 8 p.m. and Thursday 8 p.m., if you scroll the participants, you'll see Dorothy Nyongo among the participants. So it means they are really serious in the business. So I'm only opening our minds to really see the possibilities. Don't judge. Don't say, this one is so senior, I cannot invite them. Those are the right people for the business. Now, if you are quite successful, you might not think of those who are struggling. But I challenge you, the 5-diamond director in Nigeria, Afis Tijani, was hawking clothes in Igekomba, of course, Yakwao, when he picked some invitation and came into the meeting and he joined. Today, he's a 5-diamond director. I have another friend who is also a 5-diamond director. We went for Ruby orientation with her in South Africa. For her, she was not invited. She just picked up an advert, a piece of paper, a very small piece of paper on the ground. The way you give people papers and then they are not interested, they throw it down, you know, and this lady picked the paper, attended the meeting because the details of the meeting were indicated, and joined. And guess what? That's how she became a multi-millionaire. So don't judge people. In any case, you don't know who Mr. X that you are judging as not fit for the business. You don't know who that X knows. Okay? So you might bring Mr. X that you are feeling he or she may not do much, and he will bring someone else who will be fireworks. Now, at the very beginning, please do an elaborate list, name list. When we joined with the PROs, guess what? We joined on a Saturday, and that Saturday we never slept until the following morning, 3 a.m. That's when we went to sleep. What were we doing? We understood this is about building a network. So we picked plain papers, actually foolscaps, and we wrote down everyone from the phone book in a chronological order from A. We went writing A, after that we went to B, then C, then D, up to the last one, Z, Zephaniah. So now with that list, you are able to, in a very orderly way, invite your friends. And even if you have to skip some, because you might start with the easiest, the ones you know, these ones, whatever I tell them, they just follow me. You may not necessarily use the order, but at least you'll be marking that I've invited that one, and writing notes, who has said what. So you're not really trying to invite from the head, because that can never work. When you try to invite from the head, then you start saying there are no people, because you cannot remember many people. If someone comes into your mind and you don't have the number in your phone book, just write down the name, and guess what? You'll get a way of finding the number. You'll call Kangede, who will give you the number for Njoki that you had lost. Okay? So that's how you go about it. So, and even if you've been in the business for 10 years, like Pieros and myself, you still need to keep on writing new name lists, because you're prospecting on daily basis. Okay? So that's very important. And from that list, you don't have to invite everyone for the opportunity. When you're inviting them, invite them depending on what you feel, because they're your friends, you know them. What you feel they would really need to enjoy. There are some of my friends, when I joined, I knew for sure what they would want is money, because they were complaining. They were complaining, oh, we are not being paid enough in the university. We are not being, paid what we deserve. And so I would approach them, telling them, you know what, I'm very lucky. I've gotten some extra, hassle. So I'm not worried of the delays in the payment. And then I would leave them in suspense. I would tell them, I will tell you about it, because often there are meetings that are arranged. Once it's there, I will invite you, you listen, and I'm sure you'll love it. Don't present to people when you meant to prospect them. So I would leave so many people in suspense like that. Then in 2 days' time or so, I'll tell them, by the way, I'm very happy to tell you that you are lucky. They have organized for a meeting on this day, this time. Please don't miss. That is when we are doing physical meetings. And I'll tell them, I'll be there with you, at least so that in case of anything, we can help each other. Okay? There are others who you definitely know this one needs the products. If someone has been telling you of arthritis, do you have to start telling them of money or there is a solution for arthritis? So basically that is it. And if you don't know what they need, what their need is, the starting point is to start some conversation. And as you discuss different things, they will unknowingly tell you their challenges. Unknowingly, it comes automatically. And that applies even for strangers, people that you've not met before. Because when you meet with someone you've not met before and you are proactive in saying hi to them, they'll first feel that, oh, this must be a good person, because people don't go saying hi to each other just like that. People are like, lorries, they just go passing each other. So if you are that person who loves people and you don't look at people as strangers, you meet with the people and you are excited, you are smiling and you are saying hi to them, how was your day? They will open up. They will, actually, when you ask them in the evening hours, as you go down to the basement to take your car and go home, and you ask them, how was your day? The obvious answer is, oh, quite exhausting, I'm tired. And now, definitely, that is provitality. I mean, if they are tired, don't tell them, oh, sorry. No, tell them that is exactly what I used to feel. Thanks God that someone gave me a secret of having energies even in the evening. So that kind of a talk will bring those people close to you. Every time you start a general talk, your new friend, call him new friend, will open up and unknowingly will pour his challenges, her challenges to you. Okay? And then maybe one more tip, this is our big topic we may not finish, is that every time you meet with the people, just genuinely appreciate them. You will never lack one thing you can appreciate people for, but let it be genuine. If you meet with Masha, you saw he had a nice shirt, just tell them about the shirt. Ask him, hey man, where did you get this one from? It looks fine quality. You know, he will be so happy to tell you, don't worry, this one I bought from, that street in that shop. And then it becomes easy now to continue with that discussion. If it's a lady, tell her, wow, that's a nice style of hair. I would tell my wife to make such. Now, she shapes her hair. So she will not make that kind of a style, but anyhow, this lady will feel, wow, so this was nice. I didn't invest my money, And because you've talked of, I'll tell my wife, so she knows you are married, you don't have any other agendas. So let's be people who are open to talk with people. People are so many, never ever talk of there are no people. That's a lie. It's you who is just hiding somewhere instead of, reaching out to people. Even through social media, you can still reach out to very many people. But then Never talk business at first. You must build rapport before you start talking business. So the steps are simple. Prospect, by appreciating people as you meet them, you know, very fast check on what they are, you know, good, they look good at, you know. But again, we've said be genuine, because if you tell someone, I love your shirt, and it is torn, surely you are inviting a slap. You know, you will be slapped. Or you meet with someone who is excessively blessed in horizontal dimensions, and you are telling them, hey, you look good, hey, you look good, and you are sarcastic, you'll be knocked down. Okay? And don't try to offer a solution immediately. You know, you start telling the person, "Ooh, you must be feeling so heavy with this kind of weight. You know, we have products that can shed this weight." You'll be slapped. You know, so every time you are prospecting, you just start building rapport fast. Then you can continue engaging each other, you know, over the phone and all that. It will come automatically. The issue of inviting them for a meeting will come automatically. You will not struggle. And as long as you are making notes of every people that you have prospected and you are building rapport, then you realize that the name list will keep expanding. And you'll never fall short of people to invite. I have such books which I use just for prospecting. And I have 2 of them always near me. And you can see, like this one is written here, Facebook leads. So for those that I get from Facebook, those I get from LinkedIn, those I get from all over, I put them in this one. Okay. So basically that is how you keep getting people. So in a nutshell, we must be deliberate in how we are approaching our business. If you're not deliberate, then you will not make it. It's never accidental. It's never accidental. By the way, sometimes you engage a high gear until you see people are joining and you wonder who invited them. You have been inviting so much that you even invited someone on Monday for Saturday meeting and you forgot. Like what happened for me on a Saturday. After Saturday meeting, one guy wrote to me, "Teacher, I must join. You have really inspired me." I had invited my own students of those days, and I had lost the contact. I had not saved the contact, but at least I had the number. So I just forwarded the invitation. As I was inviting the people that I have the contacts, I came across that number. I didn't want to know who is this. I just forwarded the invitation. And Ruel could be in the room because I invited him also to come over. So he's the one who told me, you know, "Teacher, I want to join." Yeah. So when you are on a high gear, you will, I was checking whether he's here, he's not in the call. But that is a true story of what happened last Saturday. So guys, we are unstoppable. I'm telling you, if we engage speed, speed is everything. Even when you have sponsored one person and people are celebrating you, for you should be on a high gear, you know, sponsoring others. Don't, you know, champions don't celebrate themselves. They focus on winning, and spectators focus on celebrating the winners. I mean, the champions. So you are a champion. Focus on winning the race. Don't listen to the noises of people who are not running. They are just spectators. Some will discourage you. You don't listen to those who have only lower basement button. You know, in the lift, there are buttons like that you press up, you know, down, 5th floor, 7th floor. But for some people, they only have one button written lower basement. So they can only take you to lower basement. They don't know how to take you upwards. You don't have to waste your time with search. And when you're prospecting, you'll definitely come across such people. Okay? Some will tell you, you know what, I tried that thing and I didn't do it. I didn't manage. You know, they told me that. When I joined, some people told me, hiyo kitu. Hata nyanya yangu alikuwa huko na hakwenda mbali. Nikajiangalia, nikajiuliza, mimi kweli nakaa nyanya yao? You know, because surely the fact that someone didn't do or the grandmother didn't do has no relationship with what I'm doing today. Okay? I wish we had one more hour, but we'll stop at this. And I want to close by saying, let's be aggressive. The Bible tells us that even the kingdom, since the days of John the Baptist, suffers violence, and the violent take it by force. So it's not just sitting. The only place you go so easily is hell. You just sit down, and there you are, and you descend all the way to hell. But if you want good things, if you want to climb to the top, then you don't just sit and wait to descend. You have to aggressively take an upward, ascent. So let's be aggressive. Neolife has everything that we need. Those who have just joined us, just be ready for great things. Things that you would never ever achieve in the workplace, as Harun shared with us. What I would not have achieved as a lecturer in the university, I achieved so easily with Neolife. I was supposed to teach in the university as a full-time lecturer up to the age of 75 years. Yani, I was supposed to teach, even if I can't see the students, as long as they are in the class and they can see me themselves, I was supposed to continue teaching. And I tell you, at the age of 75, I wouldn't have achieved even a tenth of what I have achieved now at the current age. And of course, you can see I don't look 70. So let's go for it. There is no point of playing it safe. Life is not a rehearsal. We are literally living. And you can decide to grab all the goodness that Neolife has kept for you, or you can decide to just let it go and others to enjoy. But the fact remains, many people are not yet born today, will be born, they will join, they will become diamond directors. So it's up to us. It's up to you. It's up to me. And we have what it takes. Let's just be aggressive. Let's not listen to any noisemakers. Let's focus on the dream that we are working towards achieving. May God bless you so much. We have now come to the end of the month. And as we close the month, I want to wish us